I thought I'd bring you a little bit of Friday love. So today is a beautiful day. Yesterday was really, really windy. So if you have not subscribed and hit the like button, please do that. And I'm going to start on the cards today. Woohoo! So the first card that I drew is called Nangpa. And this is out of the Medicine Heart Oracle. To heal inner pain, the soul may need to investigate the darkness within. Venturing directly into our suffering can help us understand underlying issues and what will ultimately bring peace. Purposeful descent into suffering to liberate pain is a transitory process. The Tibetan word for a Buddhist is Nengpa, which literally means one who is inner directed. The oracle of the Nengpa relates to those times in life when our soul demands that we practice an inward-looking state. As the Sufi mystic poem Rumi and the parable of the playful sage of Nasruddin Hodja put it, there is no use looking outside for the key that is within, simply because the light is better out there. Sometimes we must venture into the unknown inner realm to find what we seek. Beautiful. Okay, so that's our first card. Our second card is number 50 from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this card is the Spirit card, which is absolutely gorgeous, don't you think? From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells on the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape, in the form of a coiled serpent, has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness in the unknown, then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves into the depths of the psyche, and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. The medicine of the spiral announces a descent into the depths and rebirth. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process. It is as the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor. Using stones and twigs or yarn, build a spiral on the ground that is large enough to walk through it at least 3 times. Enter the spiral slowly. Once at the center, offer to the earth the feelings or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back the way you entered, feel recharged in your new journey. To renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You've already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but become the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Trust the medicine spiral as it guides you through your journey of renewal. So one of the big things about both of these cards is that the Nengpa card is saying that Nengpa is about one who is inwardly directed, and this one is about renewal. And so they both tell the same story. And I use daily devotional cards to kind of put into framework a lot of things. A lot of things in the world, you know, our world's kind of going like sideways, right? There's so much stress. There's so many bad things happening in the world. We could talk about that for days, right? But it's Friday. So one of the things about these two cards that I wanted to kind of like come on and say that, you know, Friday's the day where people are like, oh my God, it's the end of the week and I have a weekend. But also there are people that their weekend is not on the weekend, right? So today might just be another day for everybody. Everybody's in a different place because everybody has their own journey. And one of the things that I love about the spiral, I call it the sacred spiral, is that we all have a spiral within our life. We all have a journey, right? We all start somewhere. We're born into human meat suit existence, and we live this spiral life, right? We live, and then sometimes it spirals really fast, and sometimes it spirals slow, and the spiral is a multi-dimensional thing. It isn't a line that goes in a direction from birth to death. It is this moving, dynamic energy. And everything in our life is and should be dynamic, right? And when we get in that place where we're stagnant, where nothing's happening, and we feel frozen, and we can't make choices, and we feel stuck, all those kind of things, movement is the key. And movement on the inside, when you feel depressed, when you feel anxious, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you can't make decisions, my number one thing that I do, and everybody does something different, but one of the things that I do is I go for a walk. And I live in the north, so sometimes going out in the walk is snowy or windy or rainy or really, really cold. But getting moving is a key piece of staying within the energy of that natural thing, which is the spiral, which is life, okay? And moving within life in general means movement. We do not live life in a stagnancy. You can have stillness, but even if you think of when you are the most still, you still have breath, your heart still beats, the electrical systems in your body still go. There's always this movement. I'm always moving. But you can be mentally and emotionally very still and stagnant and feel like you're not going anywhere. And that means that it's an opportunity to move your body, journal. I have several journals. I'm always writing something down. This is my current list thing, right? I write lists because sometimes I don't have time to sit down and write pages and pages, right? So movement, any kind of movement when you're stagnating, gets the energy going and gets you back into the spiral of whatever it is that's happening in your life. And one of the things that I've done a lot of coaching over the years, and one of the things that people come to me a lot about is, I want to know that I'm on my blueprint. I want to know I'm doing what it is I'm supposed to do in a universal theme, right? Well, if you're standing still and sitting at home staring at the wall, or thank you for watching this, but also like staring at your phone or staring at your computer, if you're sitting in a chair and not moving, your universe can't interact with you. Like there's an interaction, there's a reciprocity in moving and being stuck, right? If you feel emotionally stuck, emotionally overwhelmed, anxious, I'm not saying this is a cure, okay? I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not going to prescribe you pills. But there is something in the old teachings about the oldest wisdom keepers and some of the wisdom keepers that have and are in our world today, truth speakers and wisdom keepers. They talk a lot about the need to move with and become in reciprocity with the universe. So if you're stuck sitting in a chair watching your YouTube videos and you're anxious and you're worried and you're having a hard time making decisions, move. Go for a walk, write in your journal, do some yoga in your living room, do some Tai Chi, do some kind of movement. Now, I say that with very much awareness that what if you have a handicap? What if you are disabled in some way? It's very much what I like to say is we as humans are social creatures, right? And we all have the ability to go, but what about me? And this is where your community comes into play. Find a friend. Have a friend come and hang with you and do things with you. I remember a young lady that I went to high school with, and she was trying to remember the disorder that she had, but she was in a wheelchair, and it was progressive. So over time, like, she could move her hands and she could move different parts of her body, but as she got older, she got more and more stiff and couldn't move as much. And I loved volunteering and taking her out in the yard outside the school, and we'd swing around the basketball court, and her laughter was absolutely infectious. She had just the most joy. She had so much joy. And it was one of those things that that encouraged that movement, right? And movement allows you to move within the spiral. And the energy of going inward to review your world, to review the process. Our world is very colonial. It's very racist. It's very, I mean, there's so many things in our world that we have to have the difficult conversations about. And so moving within that and being able to sit with the discomfort to process through is really important. So that was pretty much what I had for daily devotional today. Nangpa and the spiral. I did draw one other card from the Wild Mystic, which was the hummingbird, which I got a kick out of because this card represents unbounded energy and zeal. And in the Aztec mythology, the hummingbird god Huitzilopochtli, I can't speak Spanish, so I apologize, was the god of the sun, while Mayans considered the small jewel-like creatures to be the sun in disguise. The hummingbird represents not only the energy of the sun, but also the energy we take in. It is both energy given and received. And that's one of the things that I love about both of these cards, is that to move within the spiral and to have that inner reflection in the darkness, there is this connection that we have to the world, the sun, the moon, the connection we have in the universe. And hummingbird represents that connection we have to all things in the world and that energy that it brings to us. It's beautiful energy. And that beautiful energy is uplifting, it's connection, it's community, and I think that's just so joyful to have on a Friday, where whatever your Friday is, whatever your day is, that it can be hard to go within and feel like you get stuck there. So get moving, lean into the sun, the moon, the wind. It was very windy yesterday. Today is beautiful. Lean into that. Get outside, go for a walk, connect to nature, and connect to your loved ones, connect to your community, and there's energy in that. There's reciprocity in that connection. So have a beautiful day, my friends, and I hope you have a beautiful, happy weekend, and I will see you in daily devotionals again. My name is Red Moon Eagle. Hit the like and subscribe button and do all the things. Thank you very much for your support. I love you all, and have a beautiful day.